Hi, my name is Marissa Silva. I'm with the California Department of Food and Agriculture's Antimicrobial Use and Stewardship Program. I'm in what people call public practice, which means I use my veterinary skills and clinical talents to support animal health policy within the state and serve California's livestock producers and their veterinarians. I knew I wanted to be a livestock veterinarian from a very early age, as many do. My first pet was a Nubian goat, and I knew I loved working with animals from that point on. I was also heavily involved in 4-H, which gave me a great opportunity to work with others who enjoy animals as much as I do. I grew up helping my grandparents on their cattle ranch in Sonoma County, mostly on weekends and holidays, as I didn't live up there. But working up there gave me a great understanding of how hard it is to work in the livestock industry and how tight margins can be, to the fact that every animal counts. I love working on that ranch, and when thinking about my career in veterinary medicine, I thought if I could help people do this for a living, it would be pretty awesome. I was raised in the San Francisco Bay Area. I would be where we would call the rural-urban interface, where most people have about a half-acre to 3-acre parcels, and most of us owned chickens, goats, sheep, and of course horses. That really shaped a lot of who I am as well, understanding those problems of those hobby owners or pet owners as well. And that also encouraged me to get into 4-H, which I joined just in middle school. And I thought it was really awesome that I could join a club of people who enjoyed being with animals as much as I do myself. And that I owe a lot to those leaders who shaped me to be the human I am today, who encouraged me to go into livestock medicine and be involved in my community. I lead a team of 2 other veterinarians who work on antimicrobial stewardship, which is making the most of these life-saving drugs that we have both in human medicine and in animal. We do this by providing resources to reduce disease occurrence on farm, enhance biosecurity, and support animal health out in the community. We do a lot of workshops. We fund projects through the university system and work with local cooperative extension to get that information out to our livestock producers and veterinarians. I would also add that we have a position for college-aged animal science or public health students. So if you're interested, when you get to that point, we really encourage you to reach out because we love having people join our team and learn more about the program. So I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo for my undergraduate degree, but I had the absolute delight of going to University College Dublin in Dublin, Ireland for veterinary school. And I really enjoyed being there because I got to learn about different agricultural systems, different from what we had here in the US. It was a great experience, and a lot of my professors were from different countries in Europe and internationally. And so I got a really diverse background that shaped how I think today, and I really appreciate that. I enjoyed going over there. I was over there for 4 years. And one of the most memorable experiences in vet school was a first-year exam where we had to demonstrate that we could clinically examine a sheep. And having had sheep in 4-H and loved them for a long time, I thought it would be a cinch, but when I went to demonstrate to the instructor how to flip the sheep, none of my technique was working, and I wasn't sure if it was because it was under pressure, but I was starting to get a little stressed because obviously I had that great experience in my background. So at that point, I put my back into it and managed to pull the sheep completely over back on top of me, landing onto my hind end with still holding the sheep in my arms, thanks to my technique. And I think about that story in vet school and think about all the skills I had getting into vet school, and it reminded me to trust in the things that I have learned and my skill set, and that eventually they'll come through in the end. But that's one of my funnier stories from vet school. So, and other good memories I have from vet school include touring some of the processing facilities for food slaughterhouses, and learning how food safety is a standard across many nations, and that shared goal of public health can be found in many different countries, and getting to learn how each country adapts to their production classes and make sure that we have safe and wholesome food for our community. I am very involved in, or was very involved in, the One Health group at University College Dublin, and really enjoyed that experience and learning how animals can be a gateway to disease in humans, as well as humans impacting animals and that impact. So the One Health Club was definitely a formative component. So if you are an undergraduate or veterinary school and want to be involved in One Health, I would say that is a really great opportunity to expand your veterinary horizons. I would say stress and perfectionism are rampant across veterinary students, and it can put a lot of unfair and undue pressure on students that can impact their mental health. What I would like students to know is that you are so much more than a test score. You are the total compilation of all of your experiences and opportunities, and you bring a lot more than just one number on one test. So taking care of yourself as you try to get into veterinary school and go through vet school will set you up well to be a successful veterinarian beyond that. And I remember feeling really self-conscious as going through vet school and getting into vet school, feeling like I wasn't the smartest kid in the class and would struggle on exams. And I think it was important for me to maintain my involvement in the community, still being there for my family, and taking care of myself through exercise and nutrition so that I could be the best person that I needed to be to show up for my classes. And then as a veterinarian, that has served me well into my post-education years. Not from my personal experience, but from watching some of my classmates. I would say that it is important to give yourself grace as you apply or move forward for veterinary school. It's also important that it's okay to take your time to go to vet school. Often people want to go immediately to vet school after their undergraduate programs. And if you need to take some time off, if you need to go home and work on your family ranch or pursue another bachelor's or master's degree in the meantime, or take another job and start working and then go back to school, there are many people who have taken a non-linear route to become veterinarians, and I think that is important for people to know that they can do and will succeed in. Those candidates are often very successful afterwards. I would also say that go in a direction that you're interested in, but also be open to other opportunities. Many people who serve in large animal medicine often are inspired by classes that they have taken to go in a particular route where they may not have originally considered. So if you're interested in one area, keep an open mind that you might find something you like as well as you go through veterinary school. Being a veterinarian is like having a license to learn, and I think it's really exciting that we have so many opportunities in such a broad career base. I often get asked, what does being a veterinarian help with being in public health? Like, why become a veterinarian and then go into public health? And veterinarians have such a significant impact on the public health systems. We have specialized training to understand more than one species. We look at herd health issues and look holistically at the animal and the property and the environment and how they all interact together. We look at, we understand zoonotic diseases as well. So those diseases that can affect both animals and humans, and that insight that we learn in vet school can be invaluable when discussing public health issues. So there's a lot of options in veterinary medicine, and I hope you find the path you're looking for. USDA has the Veterinary Medicine Loan Repayment Program, which is actually two separate funding streams. The main stream that we talk about is the loan repayment stream, which is $25,000 per year plus the tax liability on that for 3 years. And this is towards qualified loans for service in a particularly designated area. California designates these areas with help from the university, cooperative extension, local clinics, and local producer organizations to help us get a good idea of where these shortage areas are in the state of California. It is an application process, and then the funds are credited towards your loans. California has a robust animal health infrastructure made up of the lab system as well as the California Department of Food and Agriculture. Many states do not have a designated person beyond the state veterinarian to help with these nominations and chase down information to support these veterinary shortage nominations. If we do our job correctly, it means that we will have a quicker emergency response time, better veterinary services, and because veterinarians are the eyes and the ears of our community for looking for foreign animal disease, we will be able to help tamp down some of the foreign animal disease incursions that could occur in the state of California. So supporting animal health infrastructure through veterinarians is very critical and very important. California is also unique in that we may not have a shortage of veterinarians in total, but in certain areas we may have particular practice demographics that are impacted in a shortage. For example, you may have plenty of small animal vets, but need a equine vet or a cattle vet and might not be able to find that particular service. And that can be impacted by the population demographics of an area, but there are areas where we have overall vets. It might not look like on the surface that we have a veterinary shortage, but as we dig a little deeper, there are shortages for a particular type of veterinarian. And I'm always on the lookout for those shortages as well, so that we can help get those services to that community who needs it. Although I can't speak to the funding on a federal program, I can say that this is a rather popular program, and because we will likely still have this continued need for large animal veterinary expertise, some form of the program, I would be surprised if it is not still around in 8 to 10 years. I would say that's an argument for continuing to be involved with your local representatives and letting them know how important this program is to your community and that continued funding is necessary to get a handle on this issue. For those who are interested in looking at an 8 to 10 year projection, something you can do is when you apply to veterinary schools, be sure to apply to an American Veterinary Medical Association accredited veterinary school, as currently the program requires that you have that in order to have qualified loans. I would say as well that if you are interested in public service or that type 3 shortage designation, like my job currently is, you could consider applying for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. And for anyone who is interested, I'm happy to answer any questions to the best of my ability, although that is not a USDA coordinated program. The competitiveness of this program really varies year on year depending on the type of applicant who applies. They're really looking for the fit of the applicant to the nomination shortage designation, so the match to the area as well as to the person. I would say, though, that a lot of these shortage designations are in areas where creative business solutions are required in order to have a successful practice. So building up your skill set, your communication skills, your business skills, taking additional classes or certificates while in vet school to up your skill set can only benefit you towards this program, as well as being tied into the local agricultural community, being involved in 4-H or FFA, working with your local cattlemen or wool growers, for example. Those are all options that can help demonstrate that you understand producers, would be a helpful, useful vet in the community and provide additional value. And that it's never too early to start building that personal portfolio of experiences that you can speak to in your application. Well, it's never too early to reach out to us, that program that I work for, to help set you up for success. So if you have questions about what you could be doing now, feel free to reach out to me, and we're very happy to help. Challenge of coursework is definitely something that you can overcome, so please don't let that dissuade you from pursuing a veterinary lifestyle. Don't let one setback throw you off. Challenges will come, but keep persevering. They're only little hiccups. And if you are worried about it, talk to your career counselor or reach out to someone, a mentor who might be able to help. Pick an undergraduate school where you will thrive and where you'll have a lot of opportunities to try many different things. It's not just about getting the prerequisites for veterinary school, but building up who you are as a person and an applicant to help you get into school. Don't get burned out before becoming a veterinarian. It can be easy to try and do everything, but I would encourage you to dabble, try new things, and see where it takes you in your veterinary career. I believe that you can set yourself up for success by taking care of yourself, as well as being open to new opportunities. And I'm grateful for the opportunities that I've been given that have gotten me where I am today. Being a successful veterinarian is about the long race, and so take care of yourself so that you can finish strong. The learning doesn't stop when you graduate veterinary school. It continues lifelong. And so I would encourage you to embrace that hunger, pursue your passions, and make your dream of becoming a veterinarian come true.